Have you ever wondered which entrance is the best entrance to take into Epcot for early entry? Should you come in through the front or should you come in through the back at that International Gateway entrance? Well, in today's video, we're gonna find out. Plus, we're gonna show you how you can get to this back International Gateway entrance if you're not staying at an Epcot area resort. Let's go do it. Hi-ho everybody, this is Rob with Ear Scouts coming to you from the International Gateway entrance of Epcot bright and early on Easter weekend. We wanted to film this video this weekend because this is kind of the perfect storm. It is a really busy weekend here at Disney World. You've got a holiday, you've also got a lot of folks on spring break, so this is the perfect time for us to do one of these strategy videos and show you what it's like when things are pretty much at their worst. As I walked up, it was over an hour before early entry is set to begin. Security isn't even open yet, and you can see the line is massive already. Now, this isn't really typical. If you were here on a non-holiday weekend and you were here over an hour before early entry began, probably you wouldn't see this massive of a line, but that's why we picked this weekend to show you worst case scenario. So right now, Erick is actually up at the front of the park. He's coming in through the main entrance. And what we're gonna do in today's video, we're gonna try to do the 4 most popular rides here at Epcot. We're gonna be doing Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, Test Track, Frozen Ever After, and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I'm gonna start from the back, he's gonna start from the front, and we're gonna see who finishes up first. But before we get to our showdown, we wanna show you how we got here since we were not staying at a Skyliner resort or an Epcot area resort. We're actually staying over at Port Orleans Riverside, which only offers bus access to Epcot. That brings you into the front of the park. However, there is another way that you can get here if you're staying at one of those bus resorts, and that is by heading first to Hollywood Studios. That's exactly what we did this morning, and now we're going to use the magic of editing to take you backwards through space and time and show you how we got over here to the International Gateway. Let's go. We have arrived at Disney's Hollywood Studios a little after 7 o'clock. Now, our fastest method of getting over to the International Gateway would be to take the walking path. If you were able to catch the boat just as it was coming into port, it's possible that might be a little bit faster, but usually walking's your best bet. I don't see any boats coming into port right now though, and I don't feel like walking because we're gonna be walking a lot today. So I think I'm just gonna hop on the Disney Skyliner. Even though it's gonna be the slowest, I think we'll still get there in plenty of time for early entry. Erick's journey to get here to Epcot was actually way easier. He just got on the bus from Port Orleans Riverside and it dropped him off right there at the front of the park. Now, once you're here at the park, when you come into that front entrance, you'll go through your tap style like normal. And then once you get inside, you'll see some signs that'll show you where they're checking people in for early entry. Folks who are not doing early entry usually just kind of mill around there in that plaza in front of Spaceship Earth. But early entry folks will get lined up so that they can scan your Magic Band or park ticket, whatever you use to enter the park, to make sure that you have admission to early entry. Basically, if you're staying at any one of these resorts that we're going to put up on the screen right now, you have access to early entry, which gives you 30 extra minutes at all of the different theme parks here at Walt Disney World. When they tap your Magic Band or key card, they can see your reservation. They can also see how many people are in the room with you. So typically, if your whole group is together, they don't need to scan everyone's Magic Band. They can just scan one person and you'll show them who's in your group. Now, when you come in here from the back entrance, things are just a little bit different. If you're here as early as we are, you gotta wait for security to open. But once we get through security and we get tapped in, they will usually form 1 or 2 lines of folks who have early entry. And they will just kind of go down that line and check to make sure that everyone who's in line has access to early entry. That way, it's much faster when they drop the ropes and let everyone into the park. Everyone's kind of already checked. Usually, once they let everyone in, you can just go ahead to your first attraction and wait in line there for early entry to officially start. Because a lot of times, they'll let folks into the parks well before early entry actually begins. Well, right now we're about to go through security, so I'll meet you once we're inside the park.
It is 7:42 and we finally made it to the early entry line. We're all the way in the back. I don't know if we're going to be in, but let's find out.
It is 7:45 right now, and we are all kind of clustered up here at the entrance to World Showcase. My plan today from the back of the park is going to be to start with Remy, then I'm going to move to Frozen, then Test Track, and end with Guardians. Erick is going to do the exact opposite. He's going to start with Guardians, move to Test Track, and then come back here to Frozen and Remy. As a general rule, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to crisscross the park for these early attractions. You can do it. In fact, we've done it in previous videos, and we'll put links to that in the description down below. If you're curious whether it makes sense to start with Guardians from back here at the International Gateway, it's not as bad as you might think it would be, but still, it's definitely, I think, a little bit more efficient to just go ahead and start with the ride that's closest to you and then move your way across the park. It's also going to save you a whole lot of steps. But right now, we're just going to hang tight and wait for them to allow everyone into International Gateway, and then we'll meet you over at Remy.
It's very interesting to me how Rock Rock has been changing. Now, they are just guiding you on the right-hand side of the spaceship Earth.
Well, we are now in line for Remy. Not too bad, honestly. I would say once they open the attraction, we'll probably be on it in less than 10 minutes. Now, they will typically not open these attractions until right at the early entry time, which today is going to be 8:30. The park opens at 9. However, occasionally, on really busy days like today, you might find that they'll start attractions going a little bit early if they're ready. You can't count on that, but it does sometimes happen. We actually got really lucky with this today because since it's so busy, Hollywood Studios was opening earlier than Epcot. That meant that the buses for Hollywood Studios started running 30 minutes early. That one opens at 8:30, this one opens at 9 for regular day guests. And so that extra 30 minutes really gave us the time that we needed to get onto the Skyliner and get here and still be in a relatively decent position. Erick sent me some pictures from the front. It looks like he's also a little far back in the pack. When you're relying on bus transportation, you really don't have much choice in when you're going to arrive. You just get here when the first bus gets here. You should always check the app and in your hotel reservation screen once you're here. This won't work before you get to Disney World. It's after you've arrived. You'll be able to scroll down and there's a button down there for transportation where you can see the bus times. When you tap on that, if you're at a resort that has multiple bus stops, it's important to check the bus stop where you're planning to catch the bus. We're actually working on an entire video all about Walt Disney World transportation. So if you want to see that video when it comes out, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell so you'll be notified as soon as it does. It is now 8:20, about 10 minutes before early entry officially begins, and this queue is packed. I can see from here that it is spilling out of the main queue area. It is a really busy morning, and this just goes to show you why, even if you're doing early entry, you want to be here before early entry begins. If you were just arriving now, you would have a massive wait for this attraction. So Even though early entry begins 30 minutes before the park opens, the wait for early entry usually begins about an hour before that. Now, of course, you are still waiting a massive amount of time for that first ride. It's not like you're saving wait time. What you're actually saving is park time. If you've got a lot you want to do in your day, or maybe you're one of those folks who needs to leave the parks a little bit early, maybe you got little ones who need to go to bed, this early entry time, the fact that you're not burning up your park day on your first ride, can make a huge difference and make it possible that you can do one, maybe two more attractions while you're here. My hope is that we're going to be able to be done with Remy in time to get down to Frozen. If we can make it to Frozen Ever After before the park opens, and we can beat the crowds coming in when the park officially opens at 9, that will make a huge difference in our day. For Erick, it's a lot easier because Test Track is basically right across from Guardians. So for him, if he can get on and off of Guardians really quickly, he just walks across the courtyard and he's at his second ride of the day. We've got to hoof it all the way over to Norway, but we're going to worry about that later. Right now, we're going to enjoy Remy's Ratatouille adventure. I think they're going to let us in at any moment. I'll see you on the ride. It's 5 minutes early and we are moving into the attraction. Well, that was an amazing way to start the day. I also love starting with Guardians. That one's kind of more like your cup of coffee. It wakes you up. But Remy is just kind of like easing you into your day. Just a lovely ride, especially now that it's gone from 3D to 2D. I actually enjoy the ride more now. I think it's brighter. I feel like you actually have a better experience even though they took the 3D away. And for folks who deal with motion sickness, it's definitely better. But what is not better right now is that Frozen Ever After is currently down. It's always a good idea, as soon as you get off of an attraction, as you're heading over to your next one, just pop open that wait time screen and it'll show you all the rides in that park that have posted wait times, and you can see what you're heading for. For us, we're heading for a closed attraction. Now, of course, we could change our plan. We could move on to the front of the park and try to knock out Test Track.
We just saved the galaxy. Let's see how bad is Test Track right now. It has a 45-minute posted wait time. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be less than that based on where the queue is right now. But let's see how Rob is doing. I don't think he's going to beat us today.
If you've ever heard the expression, that line is backed up to China, well, in this case, it really is backed up to China. I'm gonna be honest, I can't imagine this line is gonna be worse if we come back and do it after we complete the front of the park. If we can make it up there to at least one of those attractions before the park officially opens, I think that's gonna be a better use of what's left of our early entry time than waiting there for an attraction that may or may not open. Well, that definitely could have been a lot worse. Still, it's not great. So If we had come straight here, that probably would have been the better play. Unfortunately, now the wait is posted at 65 minutes. Erick, I think, is actually boarding right now. So he's about to be 2 attractions down, and we're just starting the wait for our second attraction. Obviously, if Frozen had been running like normal from the time early entry started, that probably would have been a great second ride of the day. Typically, Frozen will clear through its early entry queue before the day guests arrive. Not always, but if it's running smoothly, it sometimes does. So if you can get there, you can usually get a very short wait. Of course, it's also Easter weekend, so all bets are off. It might have been bad no matter when we hit it, but I definitely did not want to wait from China to get into Frozen Ever After, not knowing when that attraction was even going to open. The other reason I wanted to head over here to Test Track, though, was because I thought I could maybe still beat the day guests, and I did. As I was coming into the attraction, the first wave of day guests were just arriving. So we are at least getting a slightly shorter wait than we would have if we came later. The other reason I like to go ahead and knock out Test Track as soon as I can, this ride is very temperamental. It goes down a lot. And so if we can check this off of our list, it'll be one less thing for us to worry about. We'll just have to worry about Frozen. Of course, that's about to be Erick's problem. So let's go check in with him and see how his day's going.
While I was in the last part of the queue, I was able to see Rob in the line. So based on what he told me, Frozen has been down for the longest time. And it seems like right now, it's showing a 40-minute quick time. So now we are like way ahead from Rob. I think we are going to win this time.
Man, Erick caught a very lucky break. So Frozen opened just as he was heading into World Showcase. He went over and got in line, posted 40-minute wait. Did we make the wrong call? I don't know. The thing is, you just never know when those attractions are gonna open. Sometimes they can be down for half the day, and then you've just basically ruined your entire morning waiting in line for a queue that never opens up. But it's all right, because this queue is actually moving pretty quickly. We're almost at the ramp where we would board the attraction, so I would say we probably got maybe 10 minutes max left to wait here. And who knows? I might decide it makes sense to head back over to Frozen rather than moving right across to Guardians, because the wait time for Guardians right now is truly terrifying. The trouble is, the longer you get into the day, the slower these lines are going to move, primarily because of Lightning Lane. Right now, there's not a whole lot of people coming through that Lightning Lane queue, so they can move the standby queue pretty quickly. But as you get later in the day, more and more people are going to be backed up in Lightning Lane, and that causes them to really slow this queue down to a crawl.
The park is officially open, and people who have Lightning Lane are able to use it right now. At Frozen, we have a 40-minute wait time right now, but with the Lightning Lane running, I think it might be that, or it might take a little bit longer. So we started with a 40-minute, and now it just went up to 60 minutes. Let's see how we do.
I am really in need of a cup of coffee at this point, but Test Track did a pretty good job of waking me up. But there is no time to stop for caffeine. We still have 2 more attractions to do. Right now, the wait time for Guardians is insane. It's 130 minutes. I can't imagine that whenever we go to ride that, it's gonna be worse than that. Frozen, I actually watched in the app. I saw it go from 40 to 50 to 60-minute wait. So it's climbing really fast. I feel like the play right now is going to be to go ahead and knock out Frozen while it's still as low as it is, because it's going to keep going up, and then we'll come back and try our luck with Guardians. I don't think it's going to be a terribly suspenseful ending, unfortunately. I think Erick is going to walk away with this one. Part of that is because Frozen was down, but the other part of that is just that right now, the two heaviest hitters for early entry are right there at that front entrance. It's kind of hard to beat that. And that's why you did see a lot of folks split off from us and head up towards the front of the park, even though they were coming in from the back. Now, if you are staying at a Skyliner resort or at one of those Epcot area resorts, there will not be buses that bring you to the front of the park should you want to do that instead. You would have to find a place to transfer. And that's tricky because the park-to-park buses don't start running until 10 a.m. So you would essentially have to get to another resort that has a bus service to Epcot. And that would probably take you a lot more time than it would be worth. In that transportation video, we're gonna try to see if we can figure out a reasonable way to get from one of those International Gateway resorts to the front of Epcot. But probably your best bet is just gonna be to take an Uber, Lyft, or minivan. Well, this line certainly looks familiar. On the plus side, it's not quite as long as it was before, but it is still backed up to China. The plot thickens. Well, I thought for sure Erick was off of Frozen and already on the way to Remy, but I just found out he is still in this queue. So he's obviously gonna get off of this ride before we do, but he's still gonna have one ride to do after that, and we're gonna have one ride to do after that. I'd say the smart money is still definitely on Erick winning this thing, but it might not be the blowout that I was expecting. I do think it made sense to come here before doing Guardians though, because this queue has continued to increase in wait time. Over at Guardians, that queue has been declining. So my hope is that when I get off of this attraction, maybe Guardians will be down to something more reasonable, like 70 to 90 minutes. And then it'll definitely have paid off to come here first.
Animatronic has been winking like the hippo from It's a Small World. I'm very happy to see that she's doing better now. It's 10:30 and we're on our way to do our last ride of the day, which is going to be Remy's. Right now, Remy's is showing a 55-minute wait. Let's see how it looks when we get there.
When we skipped this and headed to Test Track, one of the reasons I said we were doing that is because Test Track is notorious for going down. Well, turns out that was the right call because we would probably be getting to Test Track right around now, and it is down. Womp, womp, womp. I was kind of iffy about whether or not we made the right call heading to Test Track first, but I'm not iffy anymore. That was definitely the right play. Still don't think it's gonna be enough to help us win this thing, but it did save us some time. Frozen Ever After, looking better than ever with those new updated animatronics. And of course, this means we only have one ride left to do today, but it is the big one, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Erick is actually still in line for Remy. I guess it's theoretically possible that we could still pull this out. I think we can conclude already from this video though that if your plan is to do these 4 attractions first thing in the morning, you're better off coming in through the front entrance. Having said that, it's not gonna be as much of a difference as I was expecting. And if Frozen had been open like normal, I think it would have been even less of a difference. So you're really not losing out too much by coming from the International Gateway. I also think we definitely made the right call by waiting to do Guardians. The thing about attractions like Guardians that are the most popular attraction in the park, they're the ones that are only available by single pass lightning lane. What happens with those attractions, everybody who comes in during regular rope drops, so basically when the park officially opens, they all head to those attractions. And the problem is the queue is already full of everybody who was there from early entry because they all head to those attractions. But if you wait a little bit, don't wait too long, but wait a little bit, and what you'll find is that all of those groups have gone through and ridden and moved on to something else. And there's usually a little bit of a dip. It's kind of a lull. Can't count on it for sure, but I am hopeful that that's gonna be what happens this morning. We're gonna find out when we get over there. I'm not gonna spoil the surprise. I'm not gonna look at the wait times in the app. We'll see when we get there, but it was 150 minutes earlier. It's gotta be better than that. So now let's head back into World Discovery and see what fate has in store for us. Ka-chow! That's what I'm talking about. 95 minutes, way better than 150 minutes. So this is why sometimes it pays to not rope drop the biggest rides. Not saying you shouldn't do them early-ish, but if you walk into the park after early entries wrapped up and there's a massive 120, 150 minute wait, it's probably not gonna pay off to get into that line. You're probably better off waiting a little bit like we did and coming back. And that was definitely the case this morning. Still haven't heard from Erick, so I'm guessing he's still in the queue for Remy. Now it's literally a waiting game. We're gonna see who has the longer wait for their final attraction. But in the meantime, we're gonna go save the galaxy with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and you know, we'll see you on the other side.
It's 11:48 and we're finally done with all the things we had in our checklist. I really hope that I did Rob. I have not heard anything from him. I'm pretty sure that he still has Guardians of the Galaxy on his checklist. So let's see how he's doing.
I think the only thing better than starting your Epcot adventure with Guardians is ending your Epcot adventure with Guardians. What an amazing ride. Definitely my favorite ride in this park. It's just so much fun. It's like a party in there. And I know a lot of folks are scared of coasters. I have to say, as coasters go, this one is way more fun than scary. So if you're on the fence about it, I say give it a try. It's an amazing ride. And you get to save the galaxy, so you know, there's that. Most importantly, coffee has now been acquired. My morning is complete. But y'all, what an amazing morning we had. You can really see the power of early entry, especially coming in through the front of the park like Erick did. And you can really tell this can actually save you money in terms of not having to get Lightning Lane multi-pass or single pass, because we've already done the 4 most popular attractions in this park, the ones you most need Lightning Lanes for. We were able to do them before lunchtime. And now we're free to go enjoy the rest of the park, maybe have some delicious lunch here in Epcot, enjoy the festival, or explore World Showcase. Erick, of course, did come out a good hour ahead of me. So if your goal is to do these thrill rides up here at the front, like Guardians and Test Track, you really do get a big advantage by coming in from the front. But if you're on a family trip, if you got littles with you and your big focus is rides like Remy and Frozen, coming in through International Gateway is great. We definitely got a big jump on both of those attractions. If you'd like to know more about Epcot's strategy, we've got a brand new Epcot Lightning Lane video coming your way really soon, so be sure to subscribe and check that out. We've also got that new transportation video on the way, and we did a recent episode all about Epcot strategy on the podcast. It's actually a completely separate channel on YouTube, so if you haven't subscribed yet, head on over to earscouts.com/podcast and subscribe, or listen to wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts like Apple or Spotify. Before we go, I do want to give a huge thank you to our Patreon family. Thank you so much for supporting what we do here at Ear Scouts and making videos like this possible. If you'd like to join them and get access to exclusive bonus content, head on over to patreon.com/earscouts. And of course, I want to thank all of you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, help us out by giving it a like, subscribing to our channel, and ringing that bell. That way you'll be notified whenever new videos like this come out. Until next time, don't forget to think happy thoughts, everybody. We'll see you again real soon.